Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. I screwed it all up. Good everything. I said good day first. Good everything. So welcome to Live with Joan. And as you can see, we're going to have some guests in a moment. But I thought I would let everyone come on and say hi and tell us where you're from and all of that. So we have some fun things to go over today, which is why we have some special guests. And I'm drinking out of South Africa cup because guess where I'm going to be in 2 weeks? Not Antarctica.
Hong Kong?
Seattle?
No.
Brazil.
I was going to make some sounds. South Africa. Tula Tula. And so, anyway, we're here. And if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, founder of Communication with All Life University. And we have programs for people to learn animal communication, energy healing, nature and wildlife, from beginner to professional and everything in between. And we'd love for you to check out our stuff if you're new to us. And whether you're new to us or not, say hi, tell us where you're from, and we'll go from there. We have some big fun. Go ahead. Anyone here?
Yes.
Leslie Williams.
Joyce Lee Leggett
Joyce Lee Leggett.
says hi.
Hello.
Then Leslie Williams says hi. Shelley Messier says hello.
Hello, Shelley.
Elaine Livingston says good morning.
Elaine,
Yeah.
you're going to need a South Africa cup. I got it at a Starbucks in the airport in Joburg. What are you guys whispering about over there?
I'm just asking her to send
Oh.
Tanya the link.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you got it.
Okay,
Since we've been outed.
I out everyone.
She does.
What's going on over there? You know what? When people start whispering in class, the worst was Shannon and her mother. They would be like, I'd be like, what are you talking about over there? Well, we're talking. I'm like, why don't you just ask me? So I'm known to separate people.
I've been separated before.
Who were you separated from?
Shannon.
That's funny. I went to the movies with them once. When they talked through the movie, I thought I was going to die. You know me in movies. You both have experienced me in the movies. Even if somebody I've dated shows up on screen, which it happens, I might do this, but I don't say anything.
Julie Crickman says hello. Julie Crickman here from the Pacific Northwest.
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning. Elaine says love the caftan.
Oh yeah,
Caftan.
I'm wearing a giraffe shirt, a dress, caftan, and all sorts of wild things. Well, I've put my wild animals back up. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You know, I took everything down when I evacuated for the fires last January, and I never put them back up. I've got the wild. The only thing that's not wild is Karma, the cow, but the rest are wild. So yeah, the wildlife is everywhere. So I'm very excited for Tula Tula.
You can say Karma loved fiercely, though.
Karma loved wildly and fiercely.
Yes.
Yeah, Karma was a cow at the General Barn.
Oh, she was, yeah.
My most favorite cow ever. And I've loved a lot of cows.
Shelley, I know that you can hear Joan, but not as loudly as us. That's because we're going to be in the camera, and then if we use a mic, it's only going to be Joan on the mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Melissa Olvit says, so nice to see you. So nice that you're on, Melissa.
So nice that you're here. Okay. Drinking from a South Africa cup continues. So the last 2 weeks we did a lot of stuff around what it is to be a professional animal communicator, energy healer, even working with animals through body work, all of those things. And I think one of the biggest takeaways for me, for us as a team, was really hearing how much the outside world plays a big influence in your decision to move forward. And I hear you. And like I said, when I said this last week, when I was starting to do this, I was so excited that I literally put blinders on and didn't allow into my world the naysayers. And actually I have a funny story where I boarded my horse down in, actually it's down that, I always do that, down that way, in Atwater Village in Los Angeles. We had all used, as a group, we had all used an animal communicator. And so people, you know, some people loved it, some people thought it was goofy. And then I started studying it, right? And then I became an animal communicator. And people kind of made fun of me there at the barn. And I learned early on, I'm never doing readings for these people again. And and Kim may or may not have been included in that. So she knows one of the gals, there were several that were snotty. My friend Judy, barn girl, actually came to the first class with me. So you met Judy a couple weeks ago. Yeah, she came to the we took animal communication together. So anyway, I had some people around me that didn't believe in it, some people that did. I knew my parents would get on board because they were such animal freaks, but I knew they were going to brace against it. So anyway, it wasn't until I was on KTLA, which is a local TV station, because a dog that I had been working on, the tumors went away. And eventually it came back and the dog did die. But they did a story on animal communication and energy healing. This is like 97. Suddenly, everybody at my barn wants a reading, right? It's like there's something that happens where the evidence is there that it's real, but often it's that you end up on TV. But that said, my purpose, one of the things that I just stuck to, was I'm not going to prove this to anyone. I'm not here to prove this. It's not a party trick. I'm not proving it to anyone. And the payoff continues to be great. Does that make sense? It's like a studio audience.
Yeah, Joan. It does make sense. I'm talking really slow, soft, so that the camera, I don't blow people's ears out.
Because you are loud.
I'm very loud.
Okay.
No. I am. By the way, Chris Wilson's here. Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I talked to Chris. Chris and I are going to go horse camping. Now that you have a horse. Yeah. But we're not sharing the bed in my trailer. You're going to bring your own mattress and you'll sleep below. Or in the horse area.
Oh, yeah.
Or you could bring a tent.
Jan Ramian says, hi, Joan, Claudia, and Val. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan. So it's really important to take into account, like, how much of your world, and this would be a fun little survey, if you were to think, like, is it 20% that believe in it and 80% don't, or 80% that believe in it and 20%, like, is it 60-30? That doesn't add up. And 10 or maybe. I'm just now getting my coffee, people. I've been out hiking and
It's too early to math.
yeah, there's no math before coffee. But it would be, I would love to hear what the ratio is for you, because it's just really, I have an idea. So, go ahead, type in, on your mark, get set, go. What was it for you in the beginning?
What?
The ratio.
Of...
People that believed in it. Like your kids believed in it, and that was it. Naya did.
Naya, but not Elijah. Naya wanted to believe in it, but she still didn't quite understand it, but that was pretty much the extent of it.
And we'll talk about it when you're sitting here. Okay. How about for you?
When I first started, I had one friend, and we could talk about it, and she did animal communication, but her husband just like didn't really believe in it either. And then my husband was in that kind of same camp, and kind of on the line, believed.
He was always on the line.
Right.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Even before he took classes, like, I knew, like, when I looked out in the audience, and he was with that friend that didn't believe in it, and that made fun of me, and this is, now I'm, 3 or 4 books in, been doing it a long time, there was a man that made fun of me, and I just flipped him shit back, because I don't care. But your husband was sitting next to him, and was very much either cringing or, I could just see there was a little light. You and your daughter were all in.
Yeah. She was little and innocent when I first started, so that was easy.
Yeah, she read Delilah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that ballet.
Yeah.
That dance
The dance studio.
Yeah.
Melissa Olvit says, so agreed, the outside influence can change everything. It's true.
Yeah.
If you let it.
If you let it, yeah. Anyone else?
Chris, you're on. So what was your thing?
Yeah, I would love to hear what Chris was. I can't remember if her husband believed in it or not.
Melissa said, I learned from my own horse. No one believed me, so I had my horse show them the truth. LOL.
That's funny. That's good.
Tanya, what about you with
Your family.
Jan Ramian says, my family is all about it. Friends just ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And more we're going to move into a world like that because the younger generation isn't going to question it. But it's, yeah, it's fun to watch, actually, just the way that it's going. Because, it was just us. Look at, when you add up all the entire population of the universe, right? Aliens not included. When you just add up all the humans here, and you think 1% of 1% of 1% believes in it, you can't serve those people by yourself. There's that 1% of 1% of 1% of the population is still millions of people that believe in animal communication and want to help. And that's where, if you're just open to it, regardless of what your family thinks, you're going to attract those people in. Anyone else?
Tanya says half and half.
Half and half.
Nancy Bishop says, hi, Joan and Claudia from Florida. Hi, Nancy.
Well, I'll show you. It's funny because it's sitting right here. When I didn't know what to do about an animal, I started a prayer box. So if I'd already done scalar wave on an animal, I didn't know what to do. And I've saved these because this is from 04. This must have been the lost animal. Debbie and Jack are reunited, right? These are the sorts of things. These are still the unanswered prayers, but I just put the prayers in here. There's a few crystals in here. My stepdaughter, when she was little, she used to come and we'd go through the prayers every Wednesday. Which ones were answered? Because then, if they were answered, they went into this. And these are all the answered prayers from back then. And I keep it to remind myself, Hannah, this is 04, had surgery, came out okay, lived another 3 years. See, I can even remember this is 06. Oh, Jigs, a horse. Jigs is in a few stories in the chakra book. Then I moved on to that property, right? Like I put the answered prayers in here. And the reason I'm showing you this is that sometimes we need the physical evidence of this is real, right? And that's, I always talk about putting all of your animal communication sessions into one journal so that when you're looking across the room feeling forlorn and bewildered, and my families are, they're all assholes, you have this little evidence journal. You have this proof. And that can become one of the most powerful things on the planet. And I just cannot, I keep that there because my desk is really there, and the answered prayer box is always within my vision at all times.
Tim Miner says, everyone is quick to judge until they're touched personally. That is very true.
That's true. That's true.
And Melissa Ovit says, regarding the perspective of the 1% of the 1%, she says, wow, that perspective really is profound, Joan.
It's amazing.
I'm assuming that's what she was referring to.
Yeah, yeah. 1% of 1% of 1% is still, there's no, even if I graduated 1,000 people in a year, we can't get to everybody that may need help. We still need more animal communicators out there. That's the bottom line. Doing a good job. And that brings up another thing, then I'll bring in my special guests who are also my studio audience. Anyway.
Come on down.
Yeah, Abby. What was I saying?
A good job.
Oh, yeah. Hello. That is one thing that, right now we're in a sale for the Animal Mastery Fundamentals. Next week we're going to announce all the fall lineup for the fall semester. And the reason I'm picky pants, if you will, especially when you start getting advanced, is because you can't make a second impression. Your first impression is, there's only one first impression. And when you do a good job, you're doing not just a good job for you, but the archetype of all of animal communication and all of energy healing for animals is on you. The minute you step into the role and you say you're doing this thing, and you're carrying with that the weight of quite a bit of people, like you said, Naya hoped it was true, wanted to believe. There are plenty of those out there that through our good work, they're going to be, oh my God, relieved to know that this is real. The people who believe in it are going to be like, oh yeah, of course. And I personally don't, if someone tells me they don't believe in it, I'm like, I return their money or just, I'm out. I'm not here to prove anything. And my point is, through our good work, collectively, we're going to create the 100th monkey, right? Eventually all the people that don't believe are going to believe in it. But there are so many crappy animal communicators out there doing a half-assed job. And that's bringing the weight down. And if you haven't done some good quality training somewhere, please think about doing it, because even if it's not with me, find somebody that you resonate with that is great, that holds a high standard, because it's the integrity of all of animal communication that is on your shoulders the minute you speak your first word. So that's why I'm, that's why we have levels of this. There's a system in place. And for the first time, that system is in place for people to just go through it online. And I'm happy to answer questions about that. But for now, did anyone say anything?
Elaine Livingston says, I usually expect resistance but have not experienced any.
That's great.
That's amazing. And Tim Miner says, what someone thinks of us is none of our business. Amen.
Amen. Yeah. I don't care. Okay. Come on up.
I need a direction.
Okay, so we have Val and Claudia. And so as you started, I'm going to ask a couple questions. As you started to get going, tell about your husband, Claudia.
Well, my husband is very, if you can't touch it, it doesn't exist. Or he used to be that way. Let me rephrase that. So when I started doing this and I discovered this, I got really excited and I told him, did you tell so-and-so that what I'm doing? And I remember very clearly we were in his home office and he goes, can you please stop telling people this? You sound like you're crazy. And so his office and my desk were separated by a sliding door. So I would sit there and take class and I would sit there and do my case studies and he could hear it. And then I remember something happened with a friend of his wife's dog, or I remember it was one of their animals, and I heard him go, you know what? You need to talk to my wife because she's been doing this and she's really good and I think she can help you. And then he started telling everybody what I do. And I didn't try to convince him because I had been with him for long enough to know I don't need to try and convince him because the more I try to convince him, the more resistance there's going to be. So I just did my thing. I did the blinders. So now, now he thinks he's an animal communicator.
He is. You know Anne, who's just gone through the program, her husband didn't believe in it either, and now he's explaining to people how it works, right?
I remember having that conversation with her at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And telling her this story.
No, and he will say to her when he sees a situation, don't you think it's blah, blah, blah? And he wanted to come over when she was going to do the massage on the horses. So, it's if you just stay strong and don't have to prove anything, yeah, that's a great lesson. And how about for you? What was the turnaround for your husband? Or
I think it might have been the recent EFT tapping, because it's been like she does that over there, and we're gonna be over here. But we've been having dog fights in the house.
Oh, right.
So I sat my daughter and my husband down. I'm like, okay, we have a lot of feelings around this. Let's tap. And he went through his childhood memories, and Casey went through her childhood memories, and all this stuff came up, and like there was just this pivot of like, you need to do this for everyone.
Cool.
Yeah. And like we were saying before, he wasn't fully on one side of the fence. He like kind of teetered, but also like very hands off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't get the full on poo-pooing. It was just an absence of open support, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but he also has that childlike glimmer of hope that I wish this worked.
Yeah.
That's the thing about your husband, that he wasn't on the sarcasm like ha 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 ha. I remember, I have the best story. So this one gal, when I lived in Florida, we used to double date when I was married with this couple, and Stephanie was a groom and an Olympic rider. She's Canadian, so it was a Canadian team. and I would often go there and talk to horses. And her husband was, I don't know, he was an electrician or something. And my husband, so we'd all four go out quite a bit. And my husband he married an animal communicator, right? Like, so he never questioned it. And I would find him at parties explaining to little old ladies how telepathy worked, and I would just be like, I didn't even know he ever listened. Huh? Wow. So anyway, so we're somewhere, and her husband said to me, I can't believe you say, because she was taking my classes, I can't believe you roped my wife into this. And I said, what are you saying? And he goes, I can't believe that you say you do what you do. And I just said, you know what? You're really drunk. It's time to sit down. And I just let him have it. And he just sat right down. I'm like, yeah, we will never speak of this again, especially if you're going to drink this much. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I'm not even going to listen to another word out of your drunk ass mouth.
Yep.
Like, that was my answer to that. Yeah, and so I don't even know if he was that drunk, but he sat down. But the point is that we are not here to prove it to anyone. We're here to help that animal in front of us. I'm here to help a bunch of people transform the lives of animals and their humans. I'm here to get people out on trips to experience wildlife in the wild and the connection that we can have. Like, I'm not here to prove it works. I don't have to, because the animals come up to us. So it is what it is, right? It is, yeah. So, go ahead.
At the very beginning, I was really excited, but there was a part of me that was a little hesitant to kind of announce what I was doing. And I remember Sue being with me, and you saying, the first time you fill out one of those forms that's like profession, and you put animal communicator, it feels real. And very shortly after that, I was in a doctor's office filling out that form, and profession, I used to put self-employed, housewife, whatever, you know. I used to call myself a family manager. I put animal communicator, energy healer, and I went, yep, and I handed the form in, right? It just, the biggest hurdle for me was me getting out of my own way and not judging myself based on what I thought other people were thinking about me. Is that?
We are the biggest obstacle.
That's why I have Ganesh right here.
Yeah.
To remind myself to get out of my own way.
Yeah.
I still encounter that, which is one of the things you wanted to talk about. I still find myself doubting myself. And
well, we'll talk about that in a minute. What was a turning point for your family, your mom?
So my family is very, 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 very religious, and they considered everything I do, yoga, meditation, all of the things are not of God, according to them. And so I'm used to that in a way, right? This is just, so at the very beginning, my mom was very worried. I don't know if this is with God, be sure it's with God. And I was like, I don't even need to say it anymore. I just go, okay, thank you. I hear you, right? But I hear you, whatever. And then my aunt's dog was not doing well. And my mom called me and said, can you please help? I said, oh, but there's the snarky side of me that was like, well, I thought you didn't, think this was of God. So I called my aunt and I helped her, and she was blown away. And this was before I finished my case studies, right? So she was blown away. So then they started, she did this and she said this, and she totally got what was going on. And now it's like, I get the call. My mom will call me if a dog gets lost. She lives in Colombia, and I always say, Mom, I can't communicate unless I have explicit permission from the person who's in care of the animal. But she now, so much so, she now believes in it so much so that she has a dog right now, one of our little dogs who's not doing well. and she's like, can you please have the group work on her? Can you please do a session on her? Can you please, work with her? And then when I was in Colombia over a year ago, one of her little chihuahuas was a little shut down, and I tapped on her that day while my mom was out running errands, and my mom came back. She goes, what did you do to her? She's never this like outgoing, and she had been traumatized as a pup, and my mom was just blown away. And I told my mom what I got about the dog, because she said, work on her while I'm gone. And then ever since then, this little dog's personality came out. So now my mom is just, this is real. And here's the other part that my mom always says. My mom knows who I am as a person, and she knows there's not an ounce in me that is evil, right? She goes, so how can someone who walks in the world the way you do be doing something that's not of God?
Right.
So that's the other part. And recently, I told you what she said. Claudia, if you weren't doing what you're doing, you'd be miserable. You found your calling. You're walking in your purpose. You're walking in your mission. I've never seen you so dedicated to something in the 50-something years I've known you. So it's become who I am. So, and she sees it, and it's that walking in that I am who I am, and if you don't like it, it's not too bad. It's there's not even a too bad to it. There's a okay. There's no need to defend myself, and that has now spilled over into every aspect of my life, where just recently I was accused of something, and I said, it's not true, but if they want to believe it, they can. I'll tell you later.
I don't even know this story. But the whole idea of it spills over into other things is really like, I've seen you go from, I would say from animal lover to an animal person, right? Like, we can all love animals. We can all be like, when we see them. But when you're really able to just look at an animal and not feel the need to touch it because we see their own autonomy and we see who they are and who we are in the world, and that, wow, I get to be in this space with you without needing to do something or needing something from them, is really a big step. And what were you like before?
I just had a moment. I was a spaz. I would get in animals' faces. If a dog didn't let me touch him, I took that personally. If I couldn't touch every animal on the planet, I was offended. And I realized through this work that is objectifying them in a way where it's taking away their agency significantly. And right now, as you were saying that, since you already outed that I got a horse.
Yeah.
I have a horse. Had I not done all this work,
Yeah.
had I not gone through all of this, not just animal communication and energy healing training, but this work and not caring, I never would have had the opportunity to have this horse, but also to have her respond to me the way she is, because I would have been, it just hit me.
I need you to be this, as opposed to, like, you're saying, come here, and this horse was relatively shut down the first day I met her is already so coming out. And I've seen her many, many times, because I've gone over there with Kim, right? I've seen her a bunch. So she's just, like, blossoming. Every time I see her, there's, like, more personality than we even know what to do with. I think you're going to have, she's going to have her own parade for her own self, right? She's not a parade horse. She's a horse who deserves a parade.
And that's the thing, though, but I just realized when you were describing the old me, I never would have allowed that essence to come out, because I would have been so in her.
And then offended.
that she didn't want to be with me. And it took, let me just be real. My dream, since I can remember, has been to have a horse. So for me to walk into that stall, and Joan walked, and you said, you go in there and talk to her and see what happens. Joan and Kim walked off, so there wasn't any of that pressure. And I took every training, every ounce, everything in my body that I have learned, every muscle, to bring it down and bring it down and bring it down and bring it down. And I just, because that little girl was inside me doing cartwheels, flip-flops, screaming, dancing, flip-flops, backflips, you can say it. All of those things, and that's my dream come true. One of the biggest dreams I've ever had came true in that moment. So I did it, and I connected with her. I turned my back, and she walked up to me. And in that moment, I about screamed, but I didn't, right? And that's all that training. I could not in any way, shape, or if the old Claudia had approached her, she probably would have jumped over the railing and gotten away from me.
You wouldn't have connected with her, and you would have said, "No, this is not my horse."
And I would have been crying and offended and hurt.
And wrecked, and I would have had to tap with you. It would have been a lot of work.
I'm not a horse person.
Yeah,
So.
I would have been, oh God.
But that right there is, you say the goat catch was the graduation for me, it's Serafina.
So the goat catch was, we were 2019 evacuating the
You were there.
Joan. You were there.
It was a sheep.
It was a sheep.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like,
It was a bat.
yeah.
I tried to hold that one back, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a sheep.
I didn't
So
even
we're
see.
standing there, and again, this is the person who like wants to squeal and spaz out, and every animal is
So cute.
so cute. And I so we have evacuated to the wrong place. We now have to re-put, I can't even tell you what it was, to get all of these animals onto a trailer. And then Ellie drives up and says, "This isn't safe." And we're like,
She's right.
she's right. I would have spent the night there, but
And there was a volunteer who spent the night there.
But it's still, they were just exposed.
Yeah.
Just
they were too exposed to too much. So there we were, getting 40, 50, 60
yeah, they were.
sheep into a trailer again. Not just once, but again.
They were already traumatized from
The
day
first time.
before.
It wasn't even the day before. It was that day.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember we drove
Yes.
back down with the roads closed at like midnight? It was midnight. We went and had dinner
Yeah.
up in Acton at like 9 o'clock. We found a vegan place. They had vegan
That's-
food.
oh my God, that was a blur.
Anyway, I remember every bit of it. So, we have to put them all back into the trailer. And we lock arms and we're walking toward, we're closing in on them so they go into the trailer. And this sheep jumps out, and what happens? She caught it midair and tossed it back in. I told her she graduated from the program.
It's,
Because in the old days, she would have been like,
or I would have been like, oh my God, and oh, it's scared. And no, this is, your safety goes above. I don't remember it. I do remember saying, did I just catch a sheep? And
we thought
everybody,
it was a goat.
it was a
yeah.
goat, yeah. Did I just catch? And even my kids were there, and they were like, oh yeah, no, you full blown like football.
Yeah.
My husband does call me meat hooks because I played catch with him once, and he was like, oh my God, you can catch, but not a sheep apparently. Anyway.
And then her graduation was picking my horse up when it was down.
She helped me.
Yeah.
And you're like, who else was there? I'm like, just Gabrielle.
She told her how to position her.
Yeah, it made no sense to me. She's like, just wrap the rope around my foot and then let me just. I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work, but okay. And next thing I know, she's up. She's like, we're going.
Yeah. But if you didn't have a faith and a quiet and you had fear, you wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
And those are the things that definitely come from this. So then I want to talk about where we're going to go with the doubt, because I want to start with you, because you just got done doing your first booth.
Mm-hmm.
And was it fun?
It was so much fun. I love being out in the community and with people, and they were animal people because it was an adoption thing, and like dogs everywhere. It's my happy place.
Yeah. And so then what, but you said you came home and you wanted to look at every course or something.
Yeah, because as a student, you know, I'm in the program, I'm eyeballs deep in the stuff, and I'm working with it, but almost nothing prepares you for being in the actual situation. And so I'm there, like, trying to remember all the things that Joan has taught me in the live classes on Zoom, on, you know, the digital, all the things, and it's just, like, not there. So I was, like, so amped to go home and, like, revisit everything, and, like, you know, this thing came up, and that thing came up. I need to, like make it more a part of me.
Would you say then, I mean, and it's just, because I've always enjoyed doing readings in person as much, if not more than being on the phone or Zoom. Should people doing their case studies do a few in person? Because did that make a difference, being there?
It really did. I would say do a lot of case studies first. I remember one of my case studies was in person, and it started shaking my faith in my own abilities. Like, am I watching the body language? Am I just, is this just what I'm witnessing, or am I connecting telepathically? So that kind of shook me a little bit way back when. But being there in person, and especially after all the AC level 4s that I've done, you know, I get the reading, this is what I got. If I feel that, like, this is not the thing, okay, cool, I know what I got. So it was huge.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you said you still have doubts.
So it's funny that you bring up AC Level 4, which is our advanced animal communication in shelters, sanctuaries, wildlife centers, rescues, professional animals. It's the advanced class. And I don't like to call myself a teacher, I'm a facilitator. I kind of lead the group. And we have real life, you know, high stakes situations, and we've talked about this, where they're real, you know, life and death, some of them. And in every round, I'm blown away by the advanced students and the graduates that are in this class, because they do such an incredible job. This last round happened to be a little humbling. Because, and in a good way, like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe these people are part of our team out there doing this work, because they're phenomenal, right? Every person that's gone through this class. And
you can't get in that class without an enormous amount of work, and so
you're prepared. So here I am, you know, I'm the facilitator, I'm the liaison of this program with the rescues and shelters, and it happened to be an animal from the Gentle Barn. And I remember going, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let the students do it, because I feel like I'm not there. I'm not.
She compared herself.
I compared myself to everyone else in the class, and you were in the class. And I compared myself, and I just remember going, there was that moment, and this is my self-talk every time before a session. And I'm going to say it because this is what gets me through, is this isn't about you, Claudia. This is about helping the animal. This animal needs help. This animal needs the person needs to know what's going on with this animal so they can better help them. You need to take yourself out. And I connected with him, and I got some information that no one else got, and I just thought, I'm just going to say it. And it turned out to be 2 pieces of information that were very significant, that were confirmed. So, and I thought, okay, it wasn't like, yay, I got it right. It was more like, Claudia, learn. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how scared you are. If you set that intention that this is for the animal, not you, you have to trust that that guidance is what's going to get you the information you need to give that person. And that was just a few weeks ago, right? And I still have that every time I do a session. And especially if it's someone we have a relationship with the school, because there's so much more for me at stake, which is the relationship of the school with this organization. So I feel more pressure, but I still go, this isn't about me. This is about this animal. This isn't about seawall use. This is about this animal. This 1 minute, this animal. So that's my guiding light when I do this work. And it's become my mantra, whatever is in the highest good for the animal. That's it. So I'm checking. I don't even know what time it is. It's 10:46. We've got here. I'm just looking. Wow, we've got a lot of comments. Sorry, y'all. Tim Miner says, we are our biggest critic. Yep. If we focus on negativity, we won't have room for the good. Yeah. Chris says, congratulations. I'm Serafina.
I know, Chris, you should come out and visit us. I told Chris to bring her horse and put him on the TheraPlate.
Chris says that her family is very religious too. They still say she's not with God. But yet, here's what I say, Chris.
This is God's work. That's
Thank
what
you.
I say.
Thank you. These are God's creatures that we're helping. Sorry, make that face. Potential spam. And then Courtney Galena. Hi, Courtney. She says, what about dogs that go with other dogs and their owners at parks and will just leave with them instead of you? Is that the dog not liking the owner's energy?
Absolutely not.
No.
The dog's just having more fun with the dog in the minute.
Yeah. My kids have done that. Right?
I think that has absolutely nothing to do with anything about the person's energy.
No.
My dog does. Whenever we come here, Daisy's like, Mom, who?
Oh, Barnaby won't leave.
Barnaby won't get in the car.
Daisy bricked one time. She just...
That's what Barnaby does. Barnaby would just, and then, and so Joan came out one time, I was sitting on the ground. She goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm waiting for him to come to me. Because he doesn't want to leave. Shayna.
Oh, yeah.
My mother-in-law's little Shih Tzu. She loves you. She won't leave. Joan's their favorite aunt.
It's just fun here. But you know what? Once they go home, it's more fun.
Yeah. Yesterday they had a blast, and Barnaby was so happy to be in his bed last night.
Yeah, we took dogs to the beach. It was wild. Yeah.
So.
Then there was naked swimming.
Oh.
Dogs were naked.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, Courtney, I mean, we've all encountered that. I mean, I come here, I don't want to go home. I'm having too much fun. It's fun.
And it's work. And
Yeah.
she still doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
You never leave.
No, I don't. Just down the street.
So yeah, I really think that they just want to go have
fun
fun.
in the moment. Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, I forgot. Let me see.
I almost snorted just now.
Not fun at all.
So Tim Miner asked Tanya a question. Let's see, Tim, if you're okay with me asking Joan, I have a question for you. Is telepathy able to be used with or used to learn telekinesis?
I think it is. It's part of it, but I think that telepathy takes it next level. Telekinesis is just the body talking, and telepathy is the mind. So it's, yeah.
Okay, and I hope that helps. Manjiri I'm not going to even try and pronounce her last name because I'm going to destroy it. She says, the session was great, thank you. With the digital course, is it all independent or can I reach out if I'm stuck and have questions? Are there any check-in points?
You can, this is the check-in point. Like lives, the Learn to Communicate with Animals with Joan is a check-in place. You can always ask a question. There's always sessions at Joan Ranquet, and so there's Tanya. But the other thing is, you get a bunch of live courses. There's 3 live courses plus
The
the EFT immersive. So you go ahead.
So the special that's going on right now for the Animal Mastery Fundamentals, you get the added bonus of some extra digital classes, but you also get 3 intro to animal communication live classes where you get to sit in a live class on Zoom and connect with an animal and get the guidance that we give our students on a weekly basis. You get 3 of those, and that's the 3rd Wednesday of each month. I'm teaching one tomorrow.
And you can do it it's not like you have to do it
consecutively. You
right?
can pick
you
what
do it and then do a bunch of the digital stuff and then come back and do it again. Do a bunch of, so it's however you want to do it. What's that?
That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that, of like taking a class, doing the digital, and then coming back a few months later and doing the digital. And on top of that, you get the EFT Weekend Immersive, which is Friday afternoon and all day Saturday with us teaching.
She might not, but...
And Tanya.
And Tanya. Tanya's the immersive queen.
Yes, she is.
We need to get her a crown.
But, so yeah, you get to do that. On top of that, this is what I tell people when I talk to people. When people call me and want to find out about the school. The thing I love about the school, and the reason why one of the many reasons why I picked this program, because I was looking at 2 other programs, this was the 3rd, was you're not a number, you're not a faceless email, you are not just, this person bought, we remember your name, and Joan has way better memory than I do. So I write it down, I look at your account, what have you been in, I look at our emails. We don't let people fall through the cracks.
She has calls with someone tomorrow that went through the program like years ago.
Who wants to find out more.
And I remember exactly the person when she told me that this morning.
So you're gonna get all of that, and I have to be honest, for the 50% off because that price is 50% off of what it's going to be. And what it has been before we revamped it.
And I've always sold everything brand new at half off for like 2 weeks, and this is it. It will never be this price again. Even when we do other sales, there won't be this many bonuses, there won't be,
I mean, it's over $3,500 worth of bonuses?
Yeah, almost four.
Almost four, yeah.
Over 4.
Yeah. And Manjiri says, thank you for that. I have one more. It sounds like it's flexible. I'm on vacation for 10 days in November. Will I be able to catch up 100%?
It's yours.
It's yours. You get access to it. You can do the whole, not that I would recommend it, the whole program in a weekend. You wouldn't sleep.
That would be me.
That would be you.
I do that almost all the time. If I weren't in this book launch thing, which is a class, which I can't seem to get to all of, but the spiritual course, I'm like, start taking notes. I literally sit on the couch all day Sundays doing things.
Yeah, we'll talk the next morning and she goes, oh my God, I did 6 hours of homework yesterday. And by the way, sorry, there's no one behind the camera today. Melissa has one thing she said.
Wait. One more thing about the digital course is that the reason that we put the lives in as a bonus is you get the information verified, and you also get a sense of what it's like to be in a community. Because even though this page is a good community, getting on a Zoom is an even better community. And starting to get connected with some of the other teachers, all of it. It's a community that when we started this live with the fact that people around us may not believe in this, but the people that are in this community are all in. and are here to support and create a container for you to build all these muscles, your telepathic, your confidence, your trust, your meditation, your animal medical intuition muscles in a safe space, and then you're able to go out into the world and be that thing and not have to prove it, and people will start flocking to you. Melissa,
I was just going to say perfectly in line. She says, I've done the same thing and it holds me back. My self-criticism will even use, what if you cause more harm? Right? That kills me as animals are my soul's love and honor them. Your guiding light is true for us all. What Joan is talking about, there's no way I would have been able to do what I do now had I not been part of this program, because the community, it helps counterbalance that negative self-talk. It helps counterbalance the what other people are thinking, because it holds this community. And when I say community, I'm not just talking about specific people, because we've had people coming through the program, right, and then they go on and do their thing. The community itself, it's a vessel that holds space for us to be able to fully reach our potential in this work. Kind of like, I call it like it safeguards us. Because to me, this work is sacred. And to Joan and to Val, it's very sacred.
It's sacred work, and I know it's God's work, and I know that.
So you can't do harm when you're doing God's work.
Yeah. And another thing I want to say about this is that even if you start with the digital, and maybe you never get past the digital, you're going to still feel the love of this community. You're still going to feel the support of this community. It's all in every word I've typed. We have gone through, Leah and I have painstakingly gone through every lesson. I went through it 2 years ago. I wrote a bunch of stuff. I thought it was all implemented. It's a long, stupid story. The person that was supposed to implement it didn't. And it was like an Easter egg hunt to find all the pieces in the last summer. So that's why it didn't get implemented last August. So in October, I'm still pulling my hair out. But then it made me rewrite again, right? So I've spent the last year, once my chakra book was in, I've rewritten, we've redone videos, we've re-artsed it, we've done so much for this that you're going to feel the community. I mean, even if you just do the animal medical intuition and you watch the cats trotting, you've no idea how hard we laughed making those videos. Like, just remember when you're watching this, you're going to learn something, and we had too much fun. Like, we couldn't believe that was our day job, right? We have to make cats trot. So, on video, right? We're all positioned here. And so, you're going to feel that love if you do nothing else but just the digital program. Just the digital program is gargantuan. It's huge. And it's an opportunity to see if you really want to step up more, right? Like, we understand this economy is wonky. We don't know what it is, but we're creating all sorts of different payment plans. There's a really great payment plan with this, and then also if you ever want to up level, which you'll be invited to at various times in the year. Twice a year we run the live courses, and so that's it. You know, it's getting in there for very little money if that's how you need to do it, and being able to see if this is what you want to do in the privacy of your own home. Sneak into some of the live classes or watch the recording of them. It's just an opportunity for some different animals other than the ones that are currently in the digital. And when one of my animals dies, I trade out to a new animal, so that's always fresh content. I don't trade out, like, hey, let's get a new one in, quick. But, you know, it killed me to take Delilah out of the talk to the animals, but, and I've left her in some things just because her presence is so huge. But there's other animals here that get to talk, and so that's what we do. And so even as a digital class, it's a very alive class. It's very alive, and the sale runs through Saturday at midnight. Yeah.
And you have access to it forever. It's yours forever.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
11. Okay.
Was there any other last question? Comment,
Um,
observation.
okay. Courtney Galena, thank you for doing what you do. Courtney, we need to talk. You're gonna love it. Melissa, I went on a grief hiatus after my last dog crossed. The pain was so
Yeah.
deep. Yeah. First time without an animal my whole life. I just opened up again, and today was perfectly aligned to be here. Thank you, all of you.
Aw. And you know what? I have to tell you, I hadn't had COVID until last year when Delilah died. I'm full of animals, so I can't imagine an empty house. But I hear you. I did the 9-day intensive, even though my dog died on the first day, and I was weirdly grateful to get COVID and to have to lay here for a week because I got to just grieve. Otherwise, life just goes. So I think I really respect and honor the grief hiatus. So thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
There's an man will return it.